This is Gadget Stop 321. In today's video, I'm going to take a look at some of my favorite everyday carry fountain pens. Now, I'm going to pull a few pens, do a writing sample, and talk about what makes each a good option for everyday carry. I've got a few Kawecos, my Skyline Sport, my Lilliput, and Perkeo. I've got a couple Pilot Preras. I've got my Twisby Mini and my Pilot Custom 74. Now I'm going to pause this for a second, get this out of the way, and do a writing sample. Okay, I'm going to do a writing sample with each of these. Now, my criteria for a good everyday carry pen is you don't have to baby it, no special care, nothing to be an inconvenience. And my first pen I have here is the first pen that I bought for myself. I did a lot of research before I bought this, and I was just really into pocket pens at the time. And what really drew me to this is that it's such a small pen. It's durable, you can carry it around in your pocket, but when posted, it's a full-size pen. And I have been a fan of fine and extra fine nibs from the beginning, and this is an extra fine. Let me make sure, and let me zoom in a little bit so you can get a better look at this. This is the Skyline Sport. And for an extra fine nib, it's just very smooth. This is Iroshizuku Konpeki. It's one of Pilot's lines of inks, and that could be contributing to how smooth this pen writes. The Iroshizuku line of inks are well lubricated. They're just great inks for fine nibs. Now, another one of my favorites, equally as portable, very durable, but a little less convenient. It screws to cap, but it also has threads in the back to post. A little less convenient, but just very cool, cute, however you would want to describe it. The Keweco Lilliput also has an extra fine nib, and I enjoy using Sailor Gentle Black. Another well lubricated ink for use in fine nibs. And one of the things, this extra fine nib, both of these pens, they're cartridge converter pens, but the ink just lasts forever. These extra fine nibs put down so little ink that you don't exactly burn through the ink. Let me see, which one do I want to do first? Since I'm doing Kawecos, let's do the Perkeo next. Now, my Perkeo is a larger pen, but still, I don't carry it around in my pocket. I mean, I do sometimes, but it's a larger pen. I do just carry it in my purse. All three of these Kawecos, I don't typically carry them in a sleeve. I carry the first two in my pocket, and this I just carry it in my purse. This one's a medium nib. Again, very smooth. And this is Colorverse Golden Record. this is just a nice, inexpensive pen. I think it's designed as a student pen, so it would be a good choice for students. Let me see. Keep wanting to do the TWSBI. Next, I want to talk about, or want to show my Perkeos. When I got my first Perkeo, I got a fine nib. Let me switch. And I was just blown away because this is a fine. These two are extra, the first two were extra fines. I was blown away by how fine of a line it puts down. And is smooth. And the line is so precise. And I have this inked up with Diatramentus Sherlock Holmes. I like this ink in this pen. It's dark, and so that really fine line really shows up. Just a really well-tuned nib. And I like this body style. This is great for everyday carry because you can see how much ink you have. You don't have to keep checking. Again, Pilot gets a bad rap for having such small converters, but when you're putting down this fine of a line, you're not going through the ink very fast. And even on the Preras stub, I like this for everyday carry because it doesn't put down a lot of ink, surprisingly, for a stub nib. It puts down a wider line, but the nib is so well tuned that it's not a lot of ink. And so this is great for copy paper, paper that's less than fountain pen friendly. You'll see this called a cursive medium, or sometimes it's called a 1.0 stub. And I like that it's a stub nib, but it's not too wide. And so you can still use it for everyday writing. Let's see, this is Rosazuku Yamabudo. Got a little tongue-tied there. Now, I was just talking about how reliable it was. Well, I'll have to come back to this. That is surprising. If I have time at the end, I'll look at that. Let me see. Oh, now I'm worried. My TWSBI Mini. I like this pen because, again, it's a small pen that posts to make a full-size pen. And you can't even see what I'm writing. I'm in such a hurry to beat the clock. Let's see, this is a fine nib, very smooth, one of the smoothest nibs that I own. And so that makes this a good choice for my Diamine Earl Grey, which tends to make some of my other fountain pens that I've tried it in, fountain pens that I've never noticed being scratchy or feedbacky, they feel that way with this ink. But this nib is so smooth that it's not noticeable. So, and that is also the case with my Custom 74. Now, I debated including this in my everyday carry video, but this is a pen, I do carry it in a sleeve. I don't just throw it in my purse. but it has such a smooth nib. And the body of this pen is, the plastic feels like a really robust plastic, and it's just a pleasant, not even pleasant, just a great pen to write with. Let's see, this is a fine nib. But again, all these fine nibs that I've chosen for my everyday carry are very smooth, and I just really enjoy them. Let me get back to this, my stub nib. What's going on? Now, I can see it looks like I don't see any ink going through the channel there. Let me prime the feed just a little bit. Let's see if that helped. Now, I don't recommend this for all pens, but I do. There. This one, there's no tipping on this. This is like a really hard steel nib. That one, I don't know what caused that little hiccup, but I never have trouble with this pen. But that's part of the fun of fountain pens. Now, these are, I kind of joked about that, but these are really reliable pens, and that's the thing with these pens. If something like that happens, you can get in and twist the converter and send a little more ink through. But these are my favorite everyday carry pens. If I had to pick one single favorite, I probably couldn't, but I'll pick two. If I were in a position and I could only have one pen and I had the funds, I would get the Custom 74. If I were on more of a budget, I would get the Pilot Prera. I'm just a big fan of fine nibs, and those are just both great pens to write with. If you found this video interesting or helpful, please give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel.